single him out in his oneness, meaning in us singling him out in our actions, and to obey him by fulfilling his commands and abstaining from his prohibitions, to stay away from that which is polytheism. Polytheism meaning worshipping many things or worshipping other than the only one deserving to be worshipped, and to stay away from the people of polytheism. So this is al-Islam. This is al-Islam. So that shows that every prophet that was sent from Noah or Noah, from Abraham or Ibrahim, from Moses or Musa, from Isa or Jesus, from, give me some names, David, Dawood, Ishaq, Solomon, Yahya, John, Joseph, all of them, barakallahu fikum, all of them, they were sent by the same exact deity, that is the one to be worshipped alone. And this is, alhamdulillah, once one understands this, they understand what is al-Islam, from the mabadi, the essence or the origin or the essence or the fundamentals of the religion. And this is very easy, alhamdulillah, for us to understand this and to take this approach as what? Calling the disbelievers to al-Islam. Because we're going to encounter those who, barakallahu fikum, alhamdulillah, they might either be interested in the religion or they ask us questions and stuff like this, but we establish that which is the rububiyyah to, alhamdulillah, right? Concluded with the uluhiyyah. Simple. Establish the rububiyyah, conclude with the uluhiyyah. From the second introspection that the person has to have, the first one was what? That I am what? Deficient in the actions. For indeed the person is deficient. And we mentioned the rights of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala fi ta'atihi sittatun. The rights of Allah ta'ala in regard to his obedience is 6. You all remember that, those 6 we mentioned. We mentioned al-ikhlasu fil amal, having sincerity for all the actions. وَالنَّصِيحَةُ لِلَّهِ فِيهِ وَالنَّصِيحَةُ لِلَّهِ فِيهِ, and to keep purely that action for Allah, meaning for that action you are doing for Allah alone. وَمُتَابَعَةُ الرَّسُولُ فِيهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ, following the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam in that action. And also one bear witness that this is indeed from the ihsan of Allah, meaning from the favors of Allah. If it was not Allah's favor, we would not pray. If it was not Allah's favor, we will not be Muslim. And actually alhamdulillah, yamunnuna alayka an aslamu. Yamunnuna alayka an aslamu. قل لا تمنوا علي إسلامكم بل الله يمن عليكم أن هداكم للإيمان. It is only, do not be taking your Islam as that you are doing me a favor. It's not. Don't take your Islam as you doing me a favor. As you doing a favor to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. You're not doing him a favor. قُلْ لَا تَمُنَّ عَلَيَّ إِسْلَامَكُمْ. Do not take your Islam as a favor for me, but know that Allah is the one that favored you with that Islam. Number 5 is to bear witness for the blessing of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, that this is indeed, in this action Allah had favored you. And also one is to be aware of his deficiency in that action that he is doing. That he is to be deficient, barakallahu fikum. وَتَقْصِيرِكَ فِي هَذَا الْعَمَلِ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ كُلِّهِ. After all of this, you are having ikhlas, you were having purity for Allah Ta'ala alone, and you were following the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and you bear witness that this is indeed the favors of Allah. If it was not Allah's favor, you will not pray, you will not do no actions. And you bear witness that indeed that Allah Ta'ala has aided you. Bear witness that Allah had aided you. And likewise, with all of that, one has to be what? To be sure that he has deficiency. One has to be sure that he has deficiency. And that will enable you to look at your deficiency before looking at others' deficiency. That will enable you to be concentrated with your own taqseer, your own naqs, before anyone else's deficiency. So the second question, that one is to be, barakallah fikum, be asking or be acquainted with himself. He say, أن يحاسب نفسه على كل عمل كان تركه خيرا له من فعله. One is also to be asking himself about every single action that leaving it, would it be better than doing it? Leaving that action would have been better than doing it. So when we say here action, also, yarhamukallah, statement is part of it. Ask yourself, this statement that I said, would it be better if I didn't say it? Wouldn't it be better for me to say this? Or what is, barakallah, the pros and the cons of me saying this statement? Wouldn't it be better for me to keep my mouth shut? Or wouldn't it be better for me not to be involved in this, or to be dwelling in this, or to be partaking in this? فإذا فعله ووقع وكان تركه خيرا من فعله يحاسب نفسه بعده. If that person, he indeed did that action, that leaving it was better, he did it, and that action took place, now afterward he will put himself into a check. The action doing it abandoning that action was better than doing it. But if he had done that action afterward, after the fact, now he still has to be honest about himself and put himself into check. Don't run away. Don't run away. Clean up your mess. Don't run away. Because if you don't clean up your mess, you're going to put another mess in somewhere else that you went. So you're going to transfer your mess to another area. That's like what they say, right? If wherever you go it stinks, huh? If wherever you go stinks, it must be you. Right? If wherever you go it stinks, it must be you. Right? If wherever you go stinks, listen, it must be you. Right? It was stinking in Stone Mountain. Right? You claim it was stinking in CP. In Riverdale, it might be stinking very soon. Who is it? Ain't nobody but you. Clean up your mess. Help yourself. Hawwin ala nafsik. Be easy upon yourself. That's you. Ain't nobody else. Because you say things that not saying it was better. Or you have done actions that not doing it was better. Anfa'u laka, was more beneficial for you not to be doing those actions. It was thinking, you were claiming it was thinking in Stone Mountain. Now you're going to go around, or it's thinking in CP. You move around to another zip code, Adam, right? If it is thinking, it must be you. It must be you. Hasib nafsaka. That take. Control yourself. Put yourself into a check. Check yourself. Hasib nafsaka. Check yourself afterward. Abu, go ahead. Allah Akbar, Allah. Now, the Shaykh Hafidhahullah, he say, فَإِذَا فَعَلَهُ وَوَقَعَ وَكَانَ تَرْكُهُ خَيْرًا مِنْ فِعْلِهِ. He say, if doing that action, which leaving it was better than doing it, he say, now the action had happened, وَوَقَعَ, it had taken place. He say, it is a must that the person yuhasib nafsahu ba'dahu, he has to put himself into check afterward, after the action. You cannot turn the blind eye to your own action. You got to own it. Owning it, barakallah fi, is asking, لا بد أن تحاسب نفسه على هذا العمل. The person must put himself into check in regard to that action. كان تركه خيرا له من فعله. That action, that leaving it off, was way better than doing it. That leaving it off was way better than doing it. And it could be not only actions. And when we say fi'l, that also goes with what? Speech. So the same way that the person will be held accountable for their actions, they also will be held accountable for what they say. And this is, barakallah fikum, the reality of Islam. Whatever, barakallah fikum, you do, you be held accountable. And likewise, whatever you say, you're going to be held accountable. For instance, if a person, I'm going to just give an example. If a person is holding someone at a gunpoint, he's going to be held accountable for that action. Likewise, if a person say that I am going to, let's say, take out, and he name a personality. Let's say, I'm going to take the president out, ala sabili mithal. His statement, if it is heard by the authority, what they're going to do? They're going to press charge. They're going to hold him accountability for what he's saying. He's saying what? Words of threats towards the president, or towards this one, or towards that one. So his statement will be held accountable, just like his actions will be held accountable. So therefore, la Buddha, it is a must that the person to put himself into accountability for doing that which abandoning it was better. This was the second thing in regard to the introspection that the person has to have, tayyib, in regard to the actions. Number one was what? After doing the actions, that one has to understand, check himself that he is deficient. It's the first question that you put yourself into check. I'm verily deficient in my actions. In this salah that I was doing, I was very deficient in it. So this is, and as the Shaykh mentioned, the statement of the Prophet ﷺ when he used to make istighfar thalathan, right, after the Salah. He will say, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah.